What's up guys, welcome back to another video. John Boy here, and today I'm doing a video that I've wanted to do for a very long time, which is what's in my camera bag. Alright, so this is the what's in my camera bag everyday edition because I do have multiple camera bags, especially when I'm traveling. This is my go-to bag. If I'm leaving the house and for whatever reason I want to film that day, whether it's a vlog, any kind of video content, if I'm just leaving the house to do photos or I want to go and fly the drone for half an hour, this is the bag that I'm grabbing. So let's get into it straight away. This bag is the Peter McKinnon and NOMATIC collaboration camera bag. I could do a whole video on this bag, which I probably will. I've got multiple bags from Peter McKinnon and NOMATIC. I think they're fantastic camera bags. Point to make here as well, all of the links for everything that I mentioned in this video are going to be in the description below, but this video is not sponsored by any of them. I am an affiliate and an ambassador for multiple products that you'll see within this video, and obviously I'm going to get a small kickback if you guys make a purchase from any one of those products, which supports me as a creator and this channel. Getting into it then, the camera bag itself is pretty awesome. We've got a top pouch here, which I'm going to get into in a minute, and then spinning round we have the laptop pouch at the side, which I keep my MacBook in when out and about, but every day that just stays empty. Moving around to the back, we have a Peak Design clip, which again, when I'm out and about shooting photography, the camera can just slot straight in there and I can be hands-free if I need to. And then moving around to the other side, we have another little slot there for the tripod with a little clip which I use to secure my tripod in place if I take the tripod out, but not very often on a daily basis. And then I've got the other pouch this side, which has my dead cat in for the Rode VIDEONIC Pro Plus. I'm using that to record on at the moment, so the dead cat stays in here. So let's get into the top pouch then. Spin the bag round. So straight away we're going to go into the top zip here, and in here we have the GoPro. That is the GoPro Hero 10. Again, nothing like having an action camera on you. The reason I love GoPros, oops, let's just put those away for a minute, shall we? The reason I love GoPros is because they are literally just point and shoot. Like, you just press the red button and we're recording now. Like, they're really quick and easy to just point and shoot with, and I love them as well, especially for my vlog talk content, because I can just literally hit the record button, sit it somewhere, forget about it. And there's so many different things you can do with them as well. You can take photos, but you can also do time lapses, time warps. You've got super wide angle, you've got a whole bunch of different settings on here. So yeah, GoPro Hero 10 Black, that lives in the top pouch. And then we have mask, because, you know, pandemic. And then I have in here this little thing here, this little capsule is, you can't see that, but there you go, tablets. In case I get a headache while I'm out and about shooting, I always like to keep a little stash of tablets on me, and I don't like foil packets or anything like that. I like to try and keep a really minimalist lifestyle, so this little tube is really handy to have to keep my tablets in. So that's in the top pouch as well. And then these are loop earplugs. Now these are really handy. I have two sets of these. One set are just earplugs in general and they block out all sound. But this set are a -20 dB set. So when you put them in, everything quietens down a little bit. And these come in super handy, especially if you're at a track day, a motorsporting event, or you're at an airport or something like that, somewhere where there's a lot of noise and you just want everything to just sort of dull down a bit. It's a bit like putting your AirPods in and having the kind of noise cancelling, but they're just really small, really handy to have. It's helped me out. I've got quite sensitive hearing, so it does help me out when things are a little bit too loud or I'm in crowded places and I just want to kind of get in the zone and maybe I haven't got my AirPods to hand. These are a lifesaver. And that's everything in the top pouch. And then we move into the actual what I call the garage, the top compartment of the bag. And in here normally lives my camera and my main lens that I use every single day to film and do photos on, which is the Sony a7 IV, and I pair that with the Sony lens, the 16-35 f2.8 G Master, which that combination is incredible. Like, the minute I went professional and got a really high quality mirrorless camera, and not only, you know, the a7 IV, I mean that in itself is an incredible camera, but pairing it with the f2.8 16-35 G Master, I mean, insane combination, especially for filming. So when I'm doing photos and it is bright outside, I don't have any filters on my camera. I simply just use the lens hood because I don't want to actually put any kind of foreign glass or anything over the front of my lens. I have incredibly expensive lenses, and the last thing I want to do is put some cheap filter, UV filter over the front of them and distort any images that I'm going to be taking. So the only thing that you'll find me putting on the front of my camera when I'm shooting photos is the lens hood, which is actually the one that Sony provide with the lens. So I always keep that in the top, and then we also have the, if I can get it out. So in the side pouch there, I have the PolarPro PM VND, which is a PolarPro and Peter McKinnon collaboration, and that is the 2 to 5 stop VND filter, and I have that on my camera most of the time when I'm shooting video, and that lives just in the side here. In the other side we have cleaning cloth, obviously, and I also have a Peak Design wrist strap, which I always use when I'm like on a boat filming or whatever I'm doing. It's just handy to have one clip with the on your camera, so as that for whatever reason, if you do get jarred or someone bumps into you and you lose grip on the camera, it's going to stay attached to your wrist, and this saves having a camera strap around your neck so as that you're still free to do what you want. And then we have the tripod that I use, the PGYTech Mantis Pod. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen this tripod before, maybe not. This is an incredible tripod. I just need to show you this a second. I need to do a whole video on this tripod. It's pretty incredible what it can do. There's multiple different positions that you can put it in, and for vlogging you can extend it out as well. This comes off and goes in the end here with a secret compartment, and it's one of the most clever tripods I've ever seen. Now, I used to have the Joby Gorilla Pod, and for me they're great when you start with them, but then after like a month or two of using them, they just become all floppy and stuff, and you put it on a fence and it starts to lean and twist, and it never seems to stay still. Like, they're good for a month and then they're kind of useless after that. But this tripod, honestly, I've been using it every single day filming my vlogs and videos, and I've carried it around with me traveling to multiple different countries this year, and for every single thing I've wanted it for, it's performed 100% every time. So yeah, PGYTech Mantis Pod, again, link in description below. Not sponsored, but highly recommended. I'm going to do a whole video on this thing soon. This is incredible. So last things in the top here, we have the Apple AirPods. Obviously, I carry those everywhere I go with me, because sometimes when I'm shooting photos, I just like to put the AirPods in and listen to some tunes. I always find that helps me to relax and yeah, have a good time when you're shooting. And that's on the they're in the NOMAD leather case as well. So yeah, AirPods. And last but not least, I have the little tripod that comes with the GoPro. The little, I can't even remember what they call this now, but it's a cool little tripod, especially if you just want to film like time lapses and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's a neat little tripod to have. Shorty, I think that's what they call it, the GoPro Shorty. So yeah, cool little tripod. And that's it. The garage is done. I think the garage is done. Yep, the garage is done. So, moving into the main part of the bag. If I can find where my zips are. Where's the bloody zips gone? Alright, let's start up on these zip sections here. So in this top zip section here, we have waterproof cover. Now, the bag, I didn't mean to do that. 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm back. This is the rain cover, and this is good for both the everyday camera pack and the travel pack, everyday camera bag and the travel camera bag. I always keep this in the everyday one, and if I'm using the travel one, it goes in there. Super handy to have, especially if you're going and filming or doing a night shoot and it's downpouring with rain. You can throw this on, you're fully watertight, because although the camera bag is fully watertight, like you've still got zips and stuff, I'm still a little bit like, but is it? I know people, I've seen people like throw them in the river and going, yeah, it's watertight. Yeah, I'm not 100% convinced on throwing it in a river and stuff. So I always keep the rain cover in the top here. Then we have spare memory cards. So in here we have, so spare memory cards are in here, and we have spare little mini SDs in the top there as well. So I always keep that in that top little compartment in there. And then in this second compartment here, I just have a myriad of cables. So we got an iPhone cable, we got USB-C, we got USB-A, we got a spare mic cable, like all of the cables just in case. I try not to have just in case things in my bag because, you know, you could have like a HDMI cable just in case. Spare batteries for the drone and spare batteries for the camera just in case, even though you've already got 4 batteries. Let's just put a 70 to 200 in here, you know, as a just in case. I think you can end up with a lot of stuff in your camera bag that you don't use if you have just in case things in your camera bag. So I try to keep it down to what I'm actually gonna use when I go out. So let's start at this end. So this is the magnetic part to the garage, so I can access the garage part of the bag on the back, and that magnet's shut. That's really cool. Reaching down into this little section here, I've got spare straps for the side of the bag or for the front if I want to strap anything to the bag. That's handy to have. That lives down in there. On the top here, underneath one of these little buttons, I carry my Apple AirTag. Now this goes with me in every bag that I have. So if I'm using the travel bag, again, I swap it out, I put it in the travel bag, and that has got the Apple AirTag inside, which means that I can track my bag wherever it goes. Really handy to have. Hashtag Apple Life. And then down in here somewhere, I have the PolarPro filters for the GoPro. So if I'm doing any kind of filming that requires me to have any filters, then I've got those for the GoPro should I need them. And as the GoPro is something I take with me every single day, they live down in there out the way. Moving on into the main compartment of the bag. Now I have these little sections here which lift out, which I think are awesome. They enable me to organize the camera bag, and if I want to take just my camera and some clothes and I'm going on a quick overnight trip somewhere, it's really handy to just have these sections that I can take out, and this one comes out as well. And then you can organize the bag, you can get different dividers for this bag as well. And again, I'm gonna do a whole video. There go the camera batteries. I'm gonna do a whole video on this bag because I think it's just incredible. Like what these guys come up with, they just make the bag so clever, and you can do so many different combinations and things with them. I think it's awesome. So digging into this first section here, we have the Peak Design again camera strap. This is just a little small one here. This was actually a gift from my mum and dad a few years ago, so thanks mum and dad. And I find these really, really handy for filming because when you put them around and when you lock the camera in, so if you pull those tight, it means that you can actually hold the camera nice and steady, and you're not going to get any unnecessary camera movement, and you can get a nice still shot or a nice steady shot if you're filming video. So yeah, really cool to have in the camera bag. And then in the center here, just in this little compartment here, we have drone batteries, obviously, because you know, Air2S from DJI, the batteries aren't the best, so always carrying around as many as I can. And in the center here, we have the Sigma 24-70 f2.8. Now this lens, again, I need to do a whole video just on this lens. If there's one camera lens I recommend, and I know every single photographer and filmmaker says this, if there's one lens I would recommend, it's going to be the 24-70. Just the range that you have with a 24-70 and what you're able to capture, both photography and video, is phenomenal. The G Master version of this is nearly $2,000, so I got the Sigma version, which is still expensive, but not as expensive as the G Master. And me personally, I think this is an absolutely cracking lens. And yeah, I did the majority of my photography all around Europe on this, and yeah, it's an amazing lens. So that always lives in the center of my bag because I have have the 16-35 on the camera most of the time because I'm filming. And then in this end section here, we just have, I call it the little sort of junk section. I have multiple attachments for the GoPro. So I have like the clip here. I have the another spare one of those. We got spare cloths. I've got the cover for the end of the camera if I've got the PolarPro filter on. The camera charger because, you know, just in case. And I've got a power bank in there as well, so should I need to charge the camera batteries for whatever reason, I can just plug that in there as USB and I can charge my batteries on the go. Really handy. And then I've just got the lens cap for the 16-35. So that's what's in the little junk section, as I call it. Again, links to all this stuff, like the power bank, will be in the description below. Highly recommend that power bank. It's pretty awesome. All right, moving over to the final section, we have the drone. So we have the drone controller, and then I have the DJI Air 2S. Now again, in my personal opinion, this is the best drone for the money when it comes to camera quality. If you're someone who's looking to film in D-Log and you want to color grade your footage and you want a drone that is going to give you a phenomenal picture, this is the drone to buy. I was really contemplating selling this and getting the Mini Pro 3, the Mini 3 Pro. How do you say it? Mini Pro 3? Pro Mini. The Mini 3 Pro. The Mini 3 Pro. But when I actually looked at the specs and I looked at what this drone can do, actually, this is a far better drone. Yes, it's a little bit heavier. Yes, you need to have a license to fly it in most places. And do you know what? The battery life isn't the best because you can fully charge all 3 batteries and a day later they'll be down to 80% already just from sitting around. I don't know why that is. I never had an issue with my old drone from DJI, which was the Mini 2, but for some reason this one, the batteries aren't that good. However, the picture quality that this drone produces is just second to none. And I can film stuff in D-Log on this and color grade it, and every single time I get the images I want. The images never fall apart, and yeah, they're just great quality. So again, I should do another video on that. So many videos to do. Oh, so exciting. All right, and the final little section over here. So this little pouch here from Peak Design, I keep all of my spare blades in for the drone because again, you know, flying a drone, you are prone to crashing and hitting things. So I always keep all my spare blades and stuff in this little pouch, and that just lives in the corner here. Next to that, I have a little flashlight, and that is by Anker. It's the Boulder flashlight, and again, that is a great little flashlight to have, especially if you are going out filming at night and you just want to find your way around your camera bag, or perhaps you parked in the middle of nowhere and you want to find your way back to the car. I love this thing. You can charge it up via USB on the back as well, which is awesome. I love stuff that you can charge and you don't have to replace batteries, so amazing. And it's cheap as well. So again, if you want a flashlight that you can just keep in your camera bag, this one I highly recommend, and that lives in there. And then next to that, we have the Baby Banter Civivi little pocket knife. Now this comes in really handy for when you want to tighten up your tripod or do anything like that. I say tighten up the tripod, used to, until I add my latest addition to the camera bag. But this knife is a nice little lightweight knife that you can carry around, and again, just comes in handy. I always like to have a knife on me, so little Baby Banter from Civivi, super nice little lightweight knife, and that just lives in there. And of course, it's in black because, you know, monochrome, black and white life, love it. I have my DJI filters, which I don't actually rate that highly. I think there's better filters out there for the DJI. These came with it, and one of them actually, the magnets actually worked themselves loose and it fell off the drone. It was while I was flying the drone over the Daytona Speedway, and I got the drone back down and I was like, where's my filter gone? And it obviously fell off up in the sky somewhere. And then when I watched the footage back, you can actually see when the filter actually fell off the camera. You can see the light change on the actual sensor. So I don't rate these that much. They do a job, but I think there's much better ones out there, like the PolarPro set that you can get, but obviously they are expensive. And then finally, the last little addition that I had to my camera bag, you guys know this one. This is the Peter McKinnon camera tool. Done a whole video about this, link up here, and yeah, this is the ultimate camera tool. Like, I've managed to take all of the Allen keys, all of the bits that I had to use to tighten up my gear and all that kind of stuff. Like, I managed to get rid of all those out of my camera bag and just replace it with this one tool. It's a fantastic little multi-tool. Yes, it's expensive, but it's one of those tools that you only need one of. You don't need 100 tools in your camera bag for adjusting your gear. So yeah, I love it. The Peter McKinnon camera tool. I saw a video from Peter, probably, it had to have been nearly a year and a half ago, where he actually kind of showed you this a little bit in one of his camera bag videos. He said like they've been working on it for a year and he's keeping it a secret, and he's gonna then release it at a later date. A year and a half later, he then released it. So it goes to show you, it's been over 2 years in the making, this tool. So I'll leave links in the description below again if you guys want to register on his website or on Pete's Pirate Life. And then when he does the next batch and releases those, you guys can get your hands on one. But I do highly rate the Peter McKinnon camera tool. Great camera tool. And of course, it's in black. And that's it, guys. That's everything that's in my camera bag. That is my everyday camera bag. This is the bag, like I say, that I take everywhere with me. It's actually quite lightweight considering what I have in here. Sometimes I don't even take the 24-70 out with me, and this is actually quite a heavy lens. Like, compared to the 16-35 G Master that I've got on the A7 at the moment, this lens is actually quite a weighty lens, and that's why I prefer using the 16-35 every day. And also, it's a Sony native lens, so I can actually use the in-body stabilization from the A7 paired with the Sony, because if you actually put on a Sigma lens, because it's not a native lens, it doesn't allow you to use the active in-body stabilization on the camera. So that's a little tip for you guys. If you are thinking of getting a mirrorless camera and you're thinking whether or not you should use you know, Sigma lenses, Tamron lenses, or native lenses to the camera, whether it be Canon or Sony, me personally, if you can afford it, I would definitely go for the native lenses. But being that there's such a price difference between this and the G Master 24-70, it was kind of a no-brainer when I was purchasing this lens to go for the Sigma. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed that. Like I said, all the links to everything in my camera bag you'll find in the description below, and there'll also be a blog post on my website, which I will link in the description below as well, where I'll do a write-up on everything here and leave links to everything. And obviously this video isn't sponsored by anyone here, any of the products that I've showed you here. However, I am an affiliate and ambassador for some of these products, and I will get a little bit of a kickback if you do purchase through any of the links below. And obviously that supports me as a creator and helps to support my YouTube channel as well. So if you guys like this video, hit the like button. It would really help me out. Subscribe if you aren't already, and hit the bell so you get notified when I post new videos. And I will see you guys on the next one. Now I've got to put everything back in the garage, and I don't know where it all went. That goes in there. Alright. Mustn't forget the GoPro. Great bag. Hang on! The video isn't over yet. I forgot these. I threw them on the floor at the start of the video and I totally forgot about them. And again, I'm going to do a whole video. There you go, the camera batteries. This is the camera battery pouch that I have, which goes with both bags and magnetic. So satisfying. Am I the only person who gets obsessed over magnets? Just so good. And this is where I keep the batteries. So we got the A7 IV batteries in here, and then we have the GoPro batteries which live in the center, which is awesome that you can get kind of 2 GoPro batteries in the center here to 1 battery here. So at all times I've got 3 batteries for the A7 and 3 batteries for the GoPro. That's that.